Okay, Anne has a manuscript she never finished editing. It's been in the proverbial drawer for over a year, and how would she go about finishing the edits on something she's been away from for that long? She has a freelance editor's comments on the manuscript. Great question, Anne. And I commend you for getting comments from a freelance editor. It can be really helpful if you're not very good at self-editing. So what I'd recommend for you, Anne, is to do what I call a hands-off read-through. This is going to be a big step in my revision course, and I talk about it a little bit at the end of the novel fast drafting course. If you want to just peek at that bonus lecture at the end, you'll get some information on this. But what a hands-off read-through is basically where you sit down with the manuscript and you are not allowed to edit a thing. All you're allowed to do is read and take notes. I sort of tell people, treat it like it's your critique partner's manuscript. So you wouldn't actually edit your critique partner's manuscript, right? Like, you wouldn't go in there and start changing words because it's not yours. So treat it that way. Treat it like it's someone else's baby. It's someone else's work. So you're allowed to take notes. You're allowed to point out typos to them, but you probably wouldn't make those changes for them. What this forces you to do is it forces you to absorb the whole story. It forces you to look for things to change without actually making those changes, because as soon as you start to revise, it sort of becomes a spiraling process. You start to revise one scene before you remember what you wrote at the end, and then suddenly, that scene doesn't work when you get to the next chapter, and then so on and so forth. So it can be a kind of a domino effect if you start revising too early. So I would recommend doing a hands-off read-through. The best way I've found to do that is to either save your manuscript as a PDF, which is pretty hard to actually change in a PDF, or put it on an e-reader where you can't actually change it. Any sort of technique that you can do to keep yourself from editing it. If you're reading it back through in Word or Scrivener or whatever you're writing in, it's too easy to just just fix this one thing. So that would be my best piece of advice, and that will allow you to kind of wrap your head around what this project is again. Because taking time off can be beneficial, but then it can be hard to get back in. So that would be my recommendation to you. Treat it like someone else's book. If you enjoyed this video, we've got a lot more on writingmastery.com. Check the description for links to our blog, free writing tools, and more. Happy writing.